The comic book writer and movie producer Mark Millar turned his passion into a highly successful career, and now he's giving aspiring writers and artists the chance to follow suit. Today he launched another global talent search to give budding comic creators the opportunity to see their work in print and get paid for the pleasure. He joins us now, and thanks for doing so.
No problem.
A global talent search. What are you looking for?
Well, we did this last year and it was great. It worked out really well. We just thought, wouldn't it be nice to give 13 people a break? You know, because I remember getting my break and it was the most exciting thing that ever happened, getting in print. And I thought somewhere around the world there's got to be wee guys and wee girls that are sort of keen to kind of get into this game. So last year we tried it and we put out a global initiative. We launched it in the New York Times and we got like 5,000 entries or something. You know, and we whittled it down to the 13 best people and got them in print and we paid them for it, and we're doing the same again this year. So I hope this time it's as good. We launched it in New York today at 12 o'clock and already we've got submissions in, which is crazy. And
you look at a lot of them, you and a small group of friends.
I do, yeah. Well, it's funny, I thought there'd be like 20 folk or something would send something in. I thought this would be quite easy, and we got literally thousands. So I roped in some pals as volunteers. I took a week off work, which was great. We just went down the pub and we sat and read through all the submissions, you know.
So in the end, last year, those who won, what did they give you and where were they from?
It was funny, they were from everywhere. I mean, I thought it might be very Americo-centric and everything, but it was from everywhere. We had guys from Nigeria, we had a girl from India, and you never really think, when you're sitting making up these stories in Glasgow or whatever, you know, you never imagine that anybody's reading this stuff in Nigeria, you know. But it was really exciting. We were getting really different perspectives in all the characters, and what I do is I loan my characters out to the writers. They can write Kick-Ass, they can write Kingsman, or any of the things that I've done myself, and they send in a story, and some of them turned out to be better than mine. I was quite put out, you know, so I'm going to try and hobble some of those careers.
And surprisingly, given your own background, actually not so many Scots.
No, there was one guy from Scotland, and I thought, oh, that's good. It's nice to have a Scottish guy in there, you know. And then it turned out he was a New Zealander who was living in Scotland, and he was terrific. He's going to be great. So.
And what sort of future do these guys have? Are some of them seriously good, do you think?
Yeah, I think, like, I mean, out of thousands, you're going to find some really good people. And I think everybody that we published this year, we're going to do an annual every year. We call it a new talent showcase. Everybody who we printed was great, who's really good. And there's 2 or 3 of them I think are going to have really big careers, and they're interested in working in movies and everything too. So I'm kind of mentoring a lot of people along the way. I feel, I'm in my 40s now. I feel I should be doing something good instead of just writing my own stuff. I'm trying to mentor some people at the same time.
And you're doing this out of your own pocket?
Yeah, it's really stupid. Like, my wife was saying to me, why are you doing this when we're not getting paid? But like, I think it's quite nice. I've had a really lucky career and I've really enjoyed doing it. And it just seems a bit selfish to pull that ladder up behind you. So like I say, for 12 weeks, we have this initiative every year now. And I'll take, like I say, a week out to sit and read through the stuff. And then we announce it at Christmas, December 23rd, we're going to put a video up and say who the 13 best people are from around the world. So
how do you manage to take a week out? Because as I understand it, your life's planned years ahead now.
I know, it's crazy. I know everything I'm doing every week up until 2019, which is crazy. But like, but it's actually just because I'm lazy. I just spread it out. You know, so.
and in movie terms, it can go even further.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, already, like, for example, today I was talking to somebody about an actor that we want to use for a trilogy of movies, and we were figuring out what age this actor was and what age they're going to be in 2022, and we just thought, will he even be alive in 2022? You know? So it's funny, you do have to really think ahead with this stuff, because you've got to book guys in ahead and make sure they're going to be around. You know, if it was Glaswegians, we know they'd be dead by 20. You know, so.
We've got a couple of tweets. Stephen Galazzi says, where do you see the future of comics going in the digital age? Books and on screen, he's referring to both.
I think, you know, we're in a really nice wee ecosystem right now where I tend to write a comic. Like Civil War, for example, the movie that we had out, the Marvel movie this year. I wrote that book in 2006 and it comes out 10 years later as a film. And then we have a second life with the book for those years leading up. So one hand washes the other. It's fantastic. And then we have video games and all this kind of thing all feeding into it too, and toys, which is massive, you know. So it's brilliant. I mean, this is the world I dreamed of when I was a kid, that everybody's into this stuff. Like, my aunties are into this stuff now, you know. Like, it's crazy. I was the only guy who was into this stuff when I was growing up, and I love the world we're in just now. So where I see it going, hopefully just getting bigger and bigger. I think the tastes will change. Like, it might not always be superheroes. We've had superheroes for 16 years now. Like, you know, X-Men was summer 2000, and I think we've still got a good 5 years left of the whole superhero thing, but it'll just shift into another type of comic thing now. Like, Hollywood's just in love with the form, and they actually tend to make really good movies and very profitable movies, and as long long as that's the case, they'll keep making them, thank God.
And that's the future, looking to the past. Aaron says, what are the films or books you would cite as your inspirations?
Oh, for me, it's really simple. Superman the movie was the thing that's got me to do this as a job. Like, I saw that when I was 8, even more than Star Wars and more than Jaws, which I also love, and The Godfather and everything. Like, Superman the movie was like my vocation. It was like Moses seeing the burning bush, you know, like I really wanted to do it then. And my first big royalty check, I bought Christopher Reeve's Superman cape, which I've got up in the wall in my office and everything, you know. And for me, that's the ultimate one. And I always try and do something that's as good as Superman the movie. You know, so, but you can trace everything that I've ever worked on. I can trace back to a movie I saw in my childhood, whether it's Flash Gordon or, like I say, Star Wars or Indiana Jones, all the kind of the stuff everybody's into, I guess.
You're a big international success, and yet you still live in Scotland.
Yeah.
And why is that?
I'm saying yes.
Why and how do you manage it?
Well, do you know what? It's so weird. Like, I actually really like it here, and it's funny. Like, I'm starting to take it personally because so many of my friends say to me, "When are you going to move away?" You know? Like, people are like, "Why are you still here?" You know. But actually, I really like it here. It's really nice. I think it's a good place to live. It's got a good balance, everything. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. The Civil War premiere a few months ago. You know, a pretty glamorous do. You've got Robert Downey Jr. and all these guys and all that who are in the film, all at it. It's a big splashy event in LA, and I couldn't go because it was my brother's birthday party, like in Coatbridge. And like, I says to my brother, "Do you mind if I skip your party? I've got an invite to this thing in LA and all that," and he was, "Oh, thanks very much," you know, and totally took umbrage, you know. But I think if you lived in LA, your life would just be that, you know. Yeah. Whereas, you know, if you live here, you are reminded that you're an actual human being, and at one time this career won't exist, you know. So you have to kind of keep your feet in the ground a wee bit, and the parter's better here, you know.
It certainly is that. I've thoroughly enjoyed it for the short time we've had you here with us tonight, Mark. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Thank you.